back to the channel, guys, and today I want to talk to you about my 50 books to read before I'm 50, a project I started 1 year ago after seeing it on Mindy's book journey. That channel's really good. Check it out if you haven't already, and also seeing it previously on Criminology's channel. So he did a 50 before you're 50 and Mindy did a 40 before she's 40. I had turned 40, so I decided to do a 50 before I turned 50, but over 10 years. So rather than doing it 1 year and trying to push all these books in, I decided to break it up and do a few books each year. So of those 50 books in the first year, I managed to read 8, which puts me ahead of schedule. I'm hoping to always kind of read ahead of schedule, so effectively I'm not left, with a dozen books in the final year and struggling to finish them. So I began my journey in this project by reading The Count of Monte Cristo right early at the start of this year rather. Really good book, very long book, fantastic. Then I read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Great sci-fi book, definitely a book of the year contender for me. I read Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, Powers and Thrones, which was a non-fiction book by Dan Jones. I read A Clockwork Orange. I read The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler, Black Destroyer by A.E. Van Vogt, and most recently The Scarlet Pimpernel by Madame Orczy. So that's my 8 that I've read so far. Next year I'm planning to read 6, so that by that point I've got 14 out of the way. Of the 8 I'd already read, all 8 of those were in my kind of like top 20 most wanted to read out of the 50. So I am trying to get some of the big hitters off early, so that I don't jump my TBR, because some of these I want to read so badly. It's very it's hard for me not to just grab them off the shelf and put them in front of something else that I should be reading. So 3 books that I think are probably coming up in the next 6 months off of my list are Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. This is obviously a massive book, over 800 pages, but I absolutely adore War and Peace, so I'm looking forward to that. Another massive book is Swan Song by Robert McCammond. This is about 5 pages shy of 1,000 pages. I think it's very long. And they're all big books. The other one is Don Quixote by Cervantes. Again, I think this is around 1,000 pages or 980 odd pages. So they are large books that I will be tackling off of my 50 books for part 50, but they're not Les Mis. That would have been the longest on the list, I think. But yeah, it's going well so far. I'm glad I started it, because it allows me to get a lot of genre books that aren't in my normal wheelhouse off my list. It also allows me to get a lot of classics read and put a plan in place for classics I haven't read. I don't feel as guilty about being poorly read when I've got this project going on, because I know by the end of this I'm going to be at least twice as well read than I was when I started it. So yeah, it's going well. I hope this inspires other people who have big birthdays coming up, or like long-term TBR planning, to maybe put something like this in place themselves.